For years, Apple has guarded its Messages app like a vault, over 1 billion active devices, and not a single third-party AI agent was ever allowed to send you a message inside it. That just changed. This week, Apple quietly approved an AI assistant called Poke as the very first artificial intelligence agent permitted to operate on its Messages for Business platform. Think about what that means. The same company that famously refused to let outside software touch its core apps just handed a startup the keys to the most personal communication channel on your iPhone. It is like a bank that never allowed outside tellers suddenly letting a robot stand behind the counter. Messages for Business is the system that lets companies, your airline, your bank, your favorite shop, chat with you directly inside the blue and gray bubbles you already use every day. Until now, a human or a simple scripted bot sat on the other end. Poke is different. It is a full conversational AI agent that can understand what you want, take action, and respond like a person. Apple reviewed it, tested it, and stamped it as approved. That approval is the headline, but the real story is what it signals about where Apple is heading. For a company that spent a decade being cautious about AI, this is a loud statement. So how did a small startup beat every tech giant to this milestone? And why did Apple say yes now? Let me take you back to how we got here. To understand why this is such a big deal, you need to know what Messages for Business actually is. Back in 2017, Apple launched a feature called Business Chat, later renamed Messages for Business. The idea was simple. Instead of waiting on hold or digging through a website, you could tap a button and start texting a company right inside Apple's Messages app. Order a coffee, reschedule a flight, ask your bank a question, all from the same place you text your friends. Apple kept this system on an incredibly tight leash. Every business had to apply, get verified, and route their messages through a handful of approved providers. No random apps, no experimental software, and absolutely no autonomous AI making decisions on Apple's turf. For nearly a decade, that wall held. Meanwhile, the rest of the tech world raced ahead. WhatsApp, used by over 2 billion people, threw open its doors to AI chatbots. Google baked its Gemini assistant into Android messaging. Even small startups were shipping AI agents that could book, buy, and reply on their own. Apple watched, tested, and waited. Critics said Apple was falling behind, that it had missed the AI wave entirely. Some analysts pointed out that Apple's own Siri felt years out of date, so the pressure was building from every direction: competitors, customers, and the press all asking the same question. When would Apple finally let real AI into its most sacred app? The answer arrived this week, and the company it chose surprised almost everyone. So what exactly is Poke, and how does it work? Poke is an AI agent built by a startup focused on doing tasks for you through chat. Picture it as a tireless digital assistant that lives inside a text thread. You message it the way you would message a friend, and it figures out what you need and gets it done. Here is the clever part. A normal chatbot just answers questions. An AI agent goes a step further. It can actually take action on your behalf. Ask Poke to handle something, and it can connect to services, pull information, and complete the task without you lifting another finger. The difference is like the gap between a vending machine and a personal concierge. One spits out a fixed answer, the other understands your goal and works toward it. To run inside Apple's Messages for Business, Poke had to clear a serious bar. Apple reviews every agent for safety, privacy, and reliability before it touches a single customer. The AI has to behave predictably, protect your data, and never go off the rails inside that trusted blue bubble space. Under the hood, Poke uses large language models, the same kind of technology powering tools like ChatGPT, to understand natural, messy human language. You do not need special commands or perfect phrasing. You just type like a person, and it keeps up. That combination of real action plus Apple-grade approval is what makes this a first. But approval is only the doorway. What Poke can actually do for you is where this gets genuinely interesting. Let me make this concrete with what it actually looks like in everyday life. Imagine you land at the airport and your connecting flight just got cancelled. Normally you would open an app, hunt for a phone number, and wait 20 minutes on hold listening to terrible music. With an AI agent like Poke inside Messages for Business, you simply text the airline. You type, in plain English, that your flight was cancelled and you need the next one to Melbourne. The agent reads it, checks availability, and rebooks you, all inside the same chat window in under a minute. Or picture online shopping. You message a store asking if they have a jacket in your size. The agent checks stock, shows you options, takes your order, and confirms delivery, never once handing you off to a slow website. Banks could let you check a balance or flag a suspicious charge just by texting. Restaurants could take reservations. Doctors' offices could confirm appointments. The magic is that all of this happens in the one app you already open dozens of times a day. No new download, no new login, no learning curve. Studies show people open their messaging app more than almost any other on their phone. By meeting customers exactly there, businesses remove the single biggest reason people give up: friction. Every extra tap, every extra screen loses customers. An AI agent in your texts collapses 10 steps into one conversation. But the moment you give an AI the power to act, a new set of questions appears. And that tension is the real battle here. Now here is where things get surprising. You might be thinking, doesn't Apple already have an AI assistant? It does Siri, so why approve an outside agent at all? The answer reveals how the AI landscape has shifted. Siri, for all its fame, was built mainly to control your own phone, set a timer, play a song, send a text. It was never designed to be a business agent that books your flight or processes your refund. Token agents like it are purpose-built for exactly that kind of transactional, get-it-done work. Compare the approaches. Siri lives on your device and answers to you. A business agent lives in the company's channel and works on the company's behalf while still serving you. They solve different problems. Now compare platforms. WhatsApp already lets businesses plug in AI freely, which means thousands of bots of wildly varying quality. Apple took the opposite path, one carefully vetted agent first, rather than flinging the gates open. It is the difference between a crowded open market and a single hand-picked flagship store. Apple is betting that trust and quality beat raw quantity, and the numbers frame the stakes. Apple's messages reaches well over 1 billion active users worldwide. Even a small slice of those conversations shifting to AI agents represents a staggering volume of automated commerce. For comparison, customer service is estimated to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars a year globally. Whoever controls the trusted channel where those conversations happen holds enormous power. And that is exactly why the implications reach far beyond one approved app. So what does this actually mean for you and for the wider tech world? Start with privacy, because that is where the stakes are highest. When you text a business, you often share sensitive things: your address, your booking details, sometimes payment information. Handing that conversation to an AI agent raises an obvious worry: who sees it and where does it go? This is precisely why Apple's gatekeeping matters. By approving agents one at a time and forcing them through strict privacy review, Apple is trying to make sure your data is not quietly harvested or leaked. The trade-off is control versus convenience, and Apple is leaning hard on control. Then there is the competitive earthquake. If autonomous agents become the normal way to talk to businesses, the company that owns the trusted messaging channel becomes the new front door to the entire internet economy. Instead of visiting 10 different websites, you just text 10 different agents from one app. That threatens the open web, app stores, and even search engines. Why Google a product when your agent can just buy it? Analysts have warned this could reshape how billions of people shop, bank, and travel. There is also a jobs question. Customer service employs millions of people worldwide. As agents handle more routine requests, those roles will change, some disappearing, others shifting towards supervising the AI. History says technology rarely erases work outright. It reshapes it. But the pace here is unusually fast. So if AI agents are about to live inside your everyday texts, the practical question becomes simple: how do you actually use one safely? Let me walk you through how this works in practice, so you are ready when it reaches you. First, you will not need to download anything new. AI agents on Messages for Business appear right inside the Messages app you already have. When a company offers one, you will usually see a chat button on their website, their app, or even a physical sign with a scan code. Tap it, and a normal-looking text thread opens. Here is your first tip: look for the verification. Apple shows approved businesses with their name, logo, and a verified badge at the top of the chat, so you know you are talking to the real company and not an imposter. Always check that badge before sharing anything sensitive. Second tip, talk to it naturally. You do not need robot commands. Just type what you want, like, I need to change my booking to Friday, and the agent works it out. Third, and most important, never share a password, a full card number, or a one-time security code unless you are certain the channel is genuine, and even then, only when the legitimate process asks for it. A real agent will route payments through Apple's secure system, not by asking you to type your card into a chat bubble. Fourth, you stay in charge. If the agent gets something wrong or you feel unsure, you can ask to speak to a human, and a real person can step in. Treat it like a fast, helpful front desk, convenient, but always worth a quick double check before you hand over the keys. So here is what this really means for you going forward. Apple approving Poke as the first AI agent on Messages for Business is not just a small product update. It is the moment one of the most cautious companies on Earth decided that AI agents belong in your most personal app. Watch what happens next, because the floodgates rarely stay at one. Today it is a single approved agent. Within a year, expect your airline, your bank, and your favorite shops to offer AI agents you can simply text to get things done in seconds. The companies that move first will feel noticeably faster and easier to deal with, and that convenience will quietly reshape which brands you stick with. For you, the smart move is to stay curious but careful. Embrace the speed when it shows up in your messages, but always check for that verified badge, and never let convenience switch off your common sense about what you share. The people who understand this shift early will glide through tasks that leave everyone else stuck on hold. The ones who ignore it will wonder why everything suddenly feels slower. This is the very beginning of agents living inside the apps we use every day, and Apple just fired the starting gun. If you want to understand these shifts before they hit your phone, this channel breaks down the biggest AI moves every single day in plain English. Follow for daily AI news. And I will see you in the next one, because tomorrow's headline is already being written.